There I go with a muted mic again. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and all my Nightwish fans. We're going to get into a music video here, but first I wanted to say, I haven't been on to YouTube in the last few days. It's been very trying here in the household. My son was having some complications with his mouth due to like a combination of a cavity and then something else that was going on with his mouth. And so we took him to the dentist, and then they suggested that we take him to a specialist in Orlando, and he ended up having to go into surgery. Any parent or anybody, and just in general, can just tell you how scary that is for surgery. I mean, but especially, when it's your child that's involved, We showed up at the hospital about 8 a.m. and sat there for 6 hours until he finally went back at 2 to have his surgery done. And then he was in surgery for 4 hours. So, I mean, it was kind of nerve-wracking, but I'm a pretty calm and patient person. But my wife next to me was, she was just a nervous wreck, crying and wondering why it's taking so long and why is nobody talking to her about the thing. And so it started to make my nerves get all jumpy too. But we didn't act crazy or rude or nothing like that. It was just, just we were just worried. I mean, it's our child, it's my little baby boy. But the surgery was fine. The doctors were awesome. They were very thorough. They make sure they do the right job. And Kai came out super strong. Well, he was groggy and he was funny and he was saying some funny things because they put him under. They put him to sleep. But he's back and he's bouncing off the walls. He can't eat everything he wants to eat, but he's back to the same old Kai, very opinionated, and things come out of his mouth. He has no filter. He doesn't, and it's not like one of those things that people are like, oh, that guy has no filter. No, Kai literally does not. If it's in his head, it comes out his mouth. He can't help it. It's just diagnosed, his ODD. His ADHD and his ODD that he's been diagnosed with, and sometimes it's funny stuff, sometimes it's stuff he shouldn't say, but he learns, and he's controlling it better and better. But he's better, and Christmas coming around, and they're wrapping up their schoolwork. This is just very, 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 very hectic time for me to find time to get you guys these videos. But here we are with Nightwish live in Buenos Aires. We've already heard this once before, but now I'm going to hear it live. So this is going to be cool. And this video was released 3 days ago, December 6th. 3 days ago? So this is going to be cool. And if I remember it correctly, I remember this one. It went something like, it went like, dun, 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 dun. I probably can't even do that right. That sounded like the Jeopardy theme song, didn't it? Well, anyways, you'll hear it. I think I have it in my head because I think I'm going to hear like a flute or a clarinet that's going to pop off here at the beginning. But here we go. Elan, live in Buenos Aires. You see what I mean? Now, a quick question for you guys. I think you've told me this before. That is a flute? Okay, I know there's a broad, huge range of instruments, but I did not know you could play a flute straight like that, like a clarinet. I didn't know that. So that's really cool. That's a really cool, version of a flute. I don't know if it has a special name, because I'm just used to the classical. You hold that flute. I can't do it. You hold that flute off to you. How do you do it? One hand. Let me get it. One hand this way, one hand that way. You're like, and I'm used to the clarinet being here like a recorder. Like a, oh my goodness, my 3-year-old daughter, Lady, she's got a recorder. Oh my gosh, all you hear sometimes is woo, woo, just all over the house. Oh, she handed it to my 10-month-old, and now he knows how to blow into it too. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing I'm patient. All right, let's get back into this. But that's a flute, right? I think a few of you in the comments have told me that is a flute, not a clarinet. So thank you for that correction. Let's keep going. We're going to go back. I look at floor, and did you guys just see that teaser trailer for the new Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 2? I think I don't know what they're gonna call it, but when I picture, floor, I picture Wonder Woman. I mean, how cool would it be if Floor jumped in there and she was like one of her Amazon sisters or something. I mean, look at her. You know what I mean? She's just ready. She's in that superhero outfit. She's just ready to go. We'll go back to 40. Here we go. Did you guys see all the phones? Oh man, there's a better scene where there's like, you've got, look, all these phones. Everybody wants to record, them up there, which I get it. It's kind of cool. And everybody for themselves. I've got people on Facebook that literally take a picture of every single meal they eat and they show it off. That's just not me. I've got people who have to post something every single day. I have people on Facebook who have to say, if you're really my friend, you'll read through this and you'll share. It is what it is. If that makes you feel good, that's fine. It is. It is. It's me personally, I couldn't enjoy myself holding my cell phone up like that the entire concert. That just wouldn't be me. I'm not a phone person anyways. I'm very bad with my phone. I'm very bad with text. Like, look, I got to make sure my wife didn't text. That's just me. I don't take lots of pictures. I let my wife take care of that. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Just a little piece of my mind. I'm sorry. Here, let's go. This is so good. She said, they said, I mean, it's their song, come surf the clouds. But when they said that, I noticed, the people, it would have been really cool to see some people crowd surfing. And I know they do that, at their concerts. Not that it's not, not allowed. I mean, I don't think I could crowd surf. I'd be scared. They'd drop me. That's just me. And then people grabbing me in places and moving me around. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird. But I love seeing large amounts of people in a place like this and all having a great time and seeing them bounce up and down. And I like that. It's so much more refreshing to see excitement and see joy and see everybody having a good time than seeing a crowd of people beating each other up. I mean, I can't stand that. Just over the weekend, not even over the weekend, last week, a local high school right here in my town, there's a fight in the cafeteria where a kid came. How does a kid come off campus and bring brass knuckles? And there was 15 of them going at it in the cafeteria. It's like, I don't get it. And I have nothing against public school. I was raised in the public school system all my life. Never once was homeschooled. Never once was private schooled. Me personally, my 2 sons have been through all 3 now. They started in public. When I got my job as an athletic director, they moved to the private school with me. And now this year, for the first time ever, they're being homeschooled. So they're getting all 3. And the plan was to put them both into a public school next year. But after seeing something like that, I mean, I know it is what it is. I can't control everything, but that's scary. That's just scary that kids can just come do that. A few weeks before that, a group of older kids ran onto an elementary school bus and beat up a couple kids, and 4 or 5 kids that were just next to them got caught up into it and had to be sent to the hospital. How are these older kids even able to bum rush or get onto a school bus? So it's just like, what do I do? I'm not a worrier, and I'm not one to always protect my kids. They have to experience life. My kids are going to fall down. I let them get up. I don't run out there, and go pick them up. But when there's stuff like that, It's like, do I need to subject my kids to stuff like that? Do they really need to be scared on the school bus that some kids are going to come jump them, or they're going to get hurt? You know, I don't know. It is what it is. This world. I remember when I was a kid, we could play hide and seek in the neighborhood and use our neighbors' backyards. You know, and the neighbors knew us. We knew the neighbors. Nowadays, do you know your neighbors? Some of you might, but do you really know your neighbors? It's like we're so guarded and so blocked off from the world. It's ridiculous. Man, don't get see. Okay, let's get back to Nightwish. I'm so sorry. Let's keep going. Let's go. I like that. I like that the joy and the smile on her face right here that she puts up, you know. I've heard live music. I've never been to a concert like of this magnitude. I think I could go to a Nightwish concert. I think I could. My thing, and I've told you guys in the past, my thing is just a spacing issue. I can't be like this. I have to have my space. I don't know. It's not like I go crazy. It's just, I don't know. I'm not claustrophobic or nothing like that. I mean, to an extent, anybody's going to be scared. Like, if you took me and locked me up and put me in, you know what I mean? Like, you ever seen the movie with Ryan Reynolds? It's called Buried. You know, I'd freak out if that happened to me. But if I was in a closet, like I said, when I was a kid, hiding and stuff and whatever, you know, I don't freak out. But I would think in a long period of time at a concert and people are banging around and knocking me over, and not necessarily knocking me over, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. And it's not like they're trying to do it on purpose. It's not like I don't see any mosh pits happening or nothing like that. I don't see that junk. It's just, I want to go ahead and try to catch them live sometime, but I just don't know if I'd enjoy it. That's the weird thing. And I'm missing out. And that's a shame. That's a shame. So many good acts out there now, like these three sisters from Mexico called The Warning. You know, they're young and they're doing their thing. It'd be so cool to go see them live. They were in New York City for a couple days over the weekend, I heard, and that would have been really cool, you know. Let's get back into this Nightwish. We'll go back here. We are gonna get to see her smile. Watch this smile. I like this smile. Like, she's looking at the crowd. She gives them this big smile. Here we go. Yeah.
Shooting star! We're gonna ride it!
Here comes the shooting star. We're gonna ride it. We're gonna go back. I want to hear that again, but I want to ask about this. So this is a flute as well. This is a different instrument than what he was using before. But that's also a flute, I guess. You know, because of the high pitched sounds. Okay, I mean, I guess. It's a wind instrument, right? I don't know. I'm trying to go back to my young days, you know, knowing the difference between all these different instruments. But that's cool. I didn't notice in the first time I saw this that he changed the instrument totally now. So that's really cool. I'm also, as I'm hearing it, I'm getting like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, I don't know what kind of vibe I'm getting from this. It's like, you know, kind of like Lord of the Rings, when they're peaceful, when they're at the Shire and stuff. Not like the heavy getting into fights type deal, but this is like, almost like a celebration. Like they just won a big battle and they're back at the Shire and everything's all, yes, I am a dork. I've seen all the Lord of the Rings. I actually read all the books way back when I was a kid, way before the movies. So, I like to read. When I was a kid, I used to read all the time. Stephen King was my favorite author, but I used to read Stephen King and, Koontz, Koontz. I think it was Dean Koontz. I can't remember, but I used to read all kinds of books back in the day. So, not so much now. More of my reading is more really short stuff and stuff. Short stuff and stuff, So, let's go. And help me out with this. So, those are both flutes, just different types of flutes. It's pretty cool.
Here comes a shooting star! We're gonna ride it! Riding hard and a shooting star comes to life. Open wide, have a laugh at the other.
I saw it.
Deep, let the devil mind see. Travel with any land that's a dig at the funeral. Taste the wine, raise the blood.
That was cool. That was the crowd. That was the crowd that jumped in there. How far are we? 49? Well, let's go back to 42. That was the crowd. And that's how you know when I've never been on stage, so I'm not a performer, whatever, but I played sports growing up, and I played in front of some really big crowds being in the city that I lived in Gainesville, Florida. So I played in some pretty big crowds there, and you could tell when the crowd is into a game. You just can't. Being a fan at a football game, you can tell when they're in a game. Football, basketball, whatever. And right there, you could tell the crowd's in it because they were right on cue. There was no, pause. She didn't have to hold the microphone. She just stopped, and they were right on cue singing that song with her. Listen, you'll hear it.
Dig at the funeral. Taste the wine, raise the blood. They will guide you from the lights, lighting up till the end of time. Ooh, come and surf the clouds, raise the dark. It beats from the roots undone. Meet me where the cliff breaks the sea. Wow! Now that is epic singing. Thank you. Woo!
That's almost like an understatement. She's like, that is some epic singing. And it is. And listen, to hear her, hold on, where was it? To hear her, acknowledge them, the crowd like that, that's awesome, in my opinion. Amazingly awesome. I mean, that is so cool. Let's hear it again. How awesome is that? This is a good band. I really wish I had got on this band at a much younger age, and I didn't. But thankfully, in our day and age, we've got stuff all over the place, and I could find them and I could listen to them. So I'm very, very thankful that I can hear them now. But what an amazing, amazing song! It's very upbeat and very happy. I like this song a lot. What do you guys think? And let me know about the flutes and all that stuff. And then just thanks for listening to me go off. Sometimes, sometimes I'm passionate about things, and it just comes out. So maybe that's where my son gets his non-filter thing from. But anyways, thank you so much, guys. We hit 2,700 subs. We're close to 2,800, I believe. I think I'm right. We're really close to 2,800. All your comments are awesome. I tried to catch up this morning on all the comments I missed this weekend being in the hospital and stuff. So I think I've caught up to everybody. If not, I'm sorry. Hit me up again. Send me the same comment. I don't care. Send it to me again, and I will try to respond. Thank you so much on that front. Thank you so much to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your patience and talking to me over the weekend, getting us through this whole surgery and, just talking and saying, hey, take your time. We understand. You guys are awesome. And if you guys are interested in that Patreon, it helps me do all this stuff. Even a little bit helps. It is what it is. I stay home and homeschool the kids at the moment right now. That's the phase of life that I'm in, from the job that I am no longer currently at. So every little bit helps. So check out the link in the description. The original song will also be down in my description in case you guys don't want to hear me talk and you just want to hear this straight through. Go ahead and click it. More power to you. And thank you guys. Stay healthy and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.